Did you say something? Did you just say something about medieval times,
Nicholas?
Yeah.
Shut up! Shut your fucking mouth about medieval times.
I can't. It was awesome.
It's still so stupid that we went to medieval times. We're 31.
It was awesome. I don't care what you think. You were there too.
This
so
is the
anyway,
best, weirdest weekend ever. You calling me at 12:30 on a Sunday? Hey, me and the gang have been talking. You want to go to medieval times? What?
well,
Yeah, dude. There's a showing at 3 and 6. Which one? What a beautiful day it was yesterday.
It was awesome. It was great.
Well, anyway, we don't have to talk about medieval times,
That's
even though
true.
it's way cooler than any movie we've ever watched. Let's watch more things. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Better or Worse Than the Room. I'm Chris.
I am Nick.
And we're back from medieval times.
We've
been gone for 16 weeks. We learned how to ride horses.
Bitches.
We fought each other just like the Cable Guy movie,
Dude, it was
of which
insane.
we've referenced previously.
The
because
guy
that movie's
was
amazing.
so worried about Chris. He's like, dude, you better hurry up. This guy is serious.
Yeah, Nick was super serious. I saw the red blood raging in his eyes.
It was insane.
It's
I almost
crazy.
killed him.
Yeah.
Killed him. For real, dude, with that ball, with the 2 balls on the chain.
The 2 balls?
Dude, there were 2 balls at the end of the stick.
Yeah, there were. It was
And
pretty
then,
good. It was a good night. It was a great night. Our night one, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Because I sat there.
I was gonna say.
I have a record. I have a good record, dude. 3-1.
So you're gonna have to
I've been there 4 times in my life. 3 times. Winner. 75%. That's a C.
You didn't tell me you lost one.
Only one, dude.
I'm still,
And I can't even remember who it was.
It's probably the
Legitimately,
Green Knight. The coolest helmeted.
It may
knight.
have been.
He's the coolest helmeted. The black and red is the coolest colors.
We're getting so far off topic.
because
Okay, we all love medieval times, but you know what's better than medieval times?
No, hold on,
the
this is
movie we
related.
watched.
It's related to
Nope,
medieval
is it?
times.
Is it?
Well, to an extent, it has some gladiatory, weird arena type feel because it has
Chariots, aka rickshaws.
Yes.
Because the movie we
Yes.
watched was American Rickshaw.
American Tiger, American Rickshaw, yeah.
Yeah, depending on what country you live in, it's either American Tiger or American Rickshaw. Great back and forth. That's great. I love it.
American
Hey, Nick, I
Tiger,
forgot. I need to
American
actually pick
Rickshaw.
up the movie. Give me 2 seconds.
I
Hold
can
on.
tell me
no,
where-
shut up.
No,
I'll
I won't.
find it.
Here's
No,
the thing.
leave it
I will
alone.
not shut up. I'm going to comment on this whole thing. You are looking through the movies. I'm looking at you.
There it is.
Oh, you found it very quickly. Actually, way quicker than I
I remember
anticipated.
previously we forgot to read the back
the-
of
oh,
Redneck Zombies, I think it
that's
was.
what- no.
I can't remember what it was. We forgot to read something.
I'm going to sit here
And
and
I felt like an
only
idiot,
think about
you know?
that and nothing else now. Was
But we watched a movie called American Rickshaw,
American
aka
Rickshaw,
American
American
Tiger,
Tiger,
for
yeah.
the reasons I guess is because this main guy was born Year of the Tiger and wears tiger shirts.
That's all he
That
wears,
is
by the way.
basically
Were
it.
they white tiger shirts?
Great cover. We got a dude holding a rickshaw in a very misty, city alleyway.
Ooh, that
It's
is
pretty
cool.
cool. There's
That cover
half
is
of a
cool.
lady's face with her wind blowing around. There's a city skyline. There's a giant cat in the background. It's pretty sick. I give it.
It's a pretty neat.
If this is sitting on the shelf, that's a pretty good cover.
That is
I'd
a
be
pretty good-
interested.
no,
I would
me
probably
too.
think this is one of those horror movies.
Oh yeah,
you know?
dude. Looking at that,
definite horror.
Yeah.
So Back of the Box.
Back
Back
of
of
the
the Box, drastically
I
different
was gonna say it's
feel.
two-faced. It's two-faced.
We
That-
get
yeah, that looks way
we get the
different.
main guy, and definitely not the woman. Is that
Wait,
the
hold on.
woman?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think that's the main lady. I don't think that's our Miss Bellum from this movie.
Wait.
It's not her.
Whoa.
Weird, right? It must have been like some sort of picture
who-
they got from like something else. Either way, American Tiger, Miami just
American
got
Rickshaw.
hotter.
Ooh.
Film veteran
gonna
Donald
do to
Pleasance
me?
is evil personified as he confronts Olympic gymnastics superstar Mitch Gaylord in this action
Gaylord.
thriller with a deadly supernatural twist. Putting himself through school as a part-time rickshaw puller in
Rickshaw.
Miami, Scott Edwards, a.k.a. Rickshaw,
Rickshaw.
who we will be referring to from now on as Rickshaw, runs into deep trouble when he falls for the charms of Joanna, a.k.a. Miss Bellum, because she
Miss
looks exactly like Miss Bellum.
She really does.
A
From
ravishing
Powerpuff
topless
Girls.
dancer, and finds himself framed for the murder of a wealthy TV evangelist's son,
Evangelist.
teaming up With Joanna to help clear his name, Scott pursues the trail of bizarre clues, leading to an eccentric Chinese woman who warns Scott that he's part of a timeless war between the forces of good and evil. Oh! All right, that's a pretty good sounding movie. I'd be ready for a good time.
Well, it sounds good to me.
Was I surprised?
Let's get into it then.
Was I surprised?
How awesome it was?
It was a pretty good movie. It was pretty fun. Some of it didn't like quite make sense. Some of it fell completely flat. Some of which we totally were like, what happened to that thing? Is that our breast cancer? Like, why haven't they talked about it's been an hour 10. When are they going to talk about the thing? And then they finally do with like 10 minutes to spare in the movie. So there's random parts in this. But as far as like an action thriller with a deadly supernatural twist, you're bang on. Yeah. You're right there.
Yeah.
So, movie. Oh, before we get super deep in the movies, I do want to give it the credit. It has a 5.0 on IMDb.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's a pretty good score. That is 1.4 higher than The Room.
Absolutely.
Could not find budget, so that sucks. 1989. Also,
what's your guess?
300,000, 400,000.
I can see that, but a rickshaw,
potentially up to 5 million. I would say.
I would say a rickshaw cannot be cheap.
Yeah, like 12 grand. I don't know. Probably Chrysler Rickshaw. I got my Beamer Rickshaw. My Audi. My Audi Shaw.
We see new cars. They're called the rickshaws.
So, and before we even get into the movie, we get my favorite intro to any movie. I have many movies from a couple of suppliers, and this one specifically opened with the Adult Movie Association's intro about censorship.
Oh yeah,
and to call your senators about movie censorship.
So we could have pornography in movies. Make sure it's always allowed.
Freedom! Woo! Yeah, I do love that intro. It's kind of fun. It's a pretty hilarious intro. So basic plot of the movie is our main guy, aka Rickshaw, Scott. Man, whatever his name was, Scott something. Rickshaw.
Yes, Rickshaw.
He is a rickshaw driver, and while he is on duty, I guess he is like this super old lady shows up.
Yes,
and she kind of wanders past him and asks him for a ride. He obliges, obviously. Yes. Never turned down a fare. That's kind of his job.
Yeah,
it's a nice old lady. Perfect.
Yeah.
He takes her around, takes her where she needs to go, probably to her apartment or something like that.
Whatever.
And then they kind of exchange pleasantries and go their separate ways. Him, none the wiser, of like, oh, good job, I just helped out a customer.
Yes.
But actually, this lady, maybe more than she appears.
Can you tell me more, please?
Tell me more. Well, one, she's an opium addict.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because she's smoking that sweet peace pipe.
That absolutely is an opium
easily
pipe.
18 inches long?
Yeah, you got.
How long is this thing?
Well, it's 2 feet, 2.5 feet.
Yeah. She is one of two characters in this entire movie that are shown in one room.
The Room.
The Room. Tommy Wiseau's The Room. This lady, she shows up. She's sprinkled randomly throughout the entire film. They constantly cut back to her.
Okay.
And she's pretty much most of the time just standing there, sitting, doing nothing. And then other times we get her, like, she has some sort of psychic connection, we find out later in the movie. Yes. And she's, like, watching and she's, like, mentally around when Mr. Rickshaw is going on in his little adventures of the day.
Yes.
So we don't know what's up with her yet.
Yeah, we just know that has this.
Rickshaw goes home.
Yes, he does.
And he is currently living with a buddy who looks exactly like Michael Showalter at the end of Wet Hot American Summer when he gives the tiny box gift. Hey, I want you to have this.
With the shirt in
the
it.
Giant shirt.
She pulls all the way out. By the way,
oh my God,
had to be stuffed in a box.
No, it wasn't stuffed in a box. It was not stuffed in a box. It's movie magic. Shut up. It's black magic.
I know. It was just sitting on a. No, I'm saying, but it was just sitting on a bench next to her. She pulls it out, and the box doesn't even move.
Yeah,
that's maybe the best.
It's a beautiful scene. It's a lovely scene. But the guy Rickshaw lives with looks exactly like Michael Showalter from Wet Hot American Summer. And he is, I guess, also a rickshaw driver, but he's got a busted leg.
Operator, I think.
So he's just hanging out, and they live together and such.
Don't bust your leg.
Ah! my
careful.
leg.
Now you're broken.
Now I can't rickshaw.
You asshole.
I can't shaw all the ricks.
Dude, now I have to work alone? Dick.
I'm Rickshaw.
Bitch.
Hey, Marty.
That's good.
I'm a Shaw.
That was good.
I'm a Rickshaw. So,
Who Rickshaw?
So, Rickshaw wakes up next morning. There's a gift at the front door. He receives some sort of jade ball. This weird talisman thing of sorts. Don't know what it is. Unfortunately, I couldn't understand any of the words because during that scene specifically, the music was so loud. He was reading a letter from the old lady that he picked up, and I guess this was like
in
to
this
him
moment,
a present or
is
something.
We'll recreate the moment for you. I'll be the music, Chris. You be the
No, I don't want to
lines.
do that. It's stupid. Dear Rickshaw, this is a gift that I want to give you. It is like that. It's very difficult.
It's like, are you serious?
Yeah, and it's an older movie from '89. The audio isn't crisp and clear. It's not perfect. But yeah, it's far too loud. Could not hear anything. So we assume, okay, it's some sort of gift.
Yes.
Cool. It'll probably play a part later.
Yes.
How far later? Way far later. Because this is the breast cancer awareness moment until 1 hour and 20 minutes or something.
But it keeps being brought up throughout.
No, it wasn't. It was never brought up.
Shown. Like
it was shown one other time.
Was it?
One other time.
I remember it so many times.
One time. We'll get to it.
Okay.
But Rickshaw goes back to work that day after receiving gift, and he gets almost like seeked out by who we called Miss Bellum.
Yes,
Miss Bellum.
Miss Bellum.
And Miss Bellum,
she
was working as a topless dancer at the local bar and grill.
Yes, that's
she was
right.
working at the Bennigan's.
Topless
Bennigan's.
Bennigan's.
She was working at Topless Bennigan's.
Yeah.
And I guess she was in need of a ride home. Why take a taxi? Because she arrives at the Rickshaw location in a car.
That's right.
So what? That's okay. That is a weird portion of this scene. The portion of the scene where we're like introduced to this woman outside of the Topless Bennigan's.
Yeah.
She pulls up in a car.
You're right.
Gets out of car and goes immediately to Rickshaw.
I didn't catch that until you just said that. But
Weird. Just take the car home, lady. But of course, movie. So I think she was like purposely finding this guy. I don't know why. No idea why.
No,
Or wait, maybe. Hold on. We'll get into it. So she seeks him out. He takes her on a ride. We end up at the docks. Why the docks?
Because docks are hot.
Docks are hot. Docks are fucking sick nasty. Everybody knows if you've read Moby Dick, you know it throbbing.
Dude, if your dock can be as hard as that dick, I mean, oh shit.
You want a dock? On my dock? With dicks? Docking dicks? Docking dock dicks?
I'm Dr.
Gay sailors!
I'm Dr. Dockington.
Dr. Doc Dickington.
So
So we show up at the dock, and this lady puts on the fuck me eyes. Bellum puts on the fuck me eyes, dude. She goes heavy-handed, like crazy. She starts taking her shoes off slow. And she's like, "Do you want to come in for a drink?" And then he goes, "Shaw." And then they go inside.
Goes, sorry, Chris. Say it right. Shaw.
Shaka.
Yeah, Shaw.
And then he runs in, does cartwheels and stuff. Oh yeah, Shaw. I shall.
I shall.
I Rickshaw.
Sure.
So he follows Miss Bellum in, obviously, because he's ready. He's half chub already. He's tired from the run. He needs a little bit of a rest and relaxation. So he follows her in.
Yes.
But right away, something's funky. Something's weird about this.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem, because I even wrote in my notes, I thought this movie was going to take a turn, and I did write down, oh my God, where is it? Rick is prostitute?
Yeah, but because it felt super quick to move into this.
Because he was like down. He like looked left or looked right, like he was looking around for the cops while she was being totally fine, normal.
Yeah.
And the rest of the Rickshaw people were like fairly attractive men.
Hell yeah. They were hot, bro.
They were
Be
fucking,
honest.
dude.
They were ripped and hot.
They were ripped, oily, and just fucking steaming, man.
Oh, stop it.
They were all like bodybuilder style. You know, it was attractive across the board. So if this movie had that twist of like, oh, they're prostitutes, I was like, okay, I would have accepted that.
Me too. Yeah.
But it's not him being the weird one.
No.
It's Miss Bellum being the weird one. They start fucking making out and stuff, but she's like looking over his shoulder all weird.
Uncomfortably, yeah.
She keeps looking at a mirror. Immediately, I'm like, I know it. I knew it. Two-way mirror.
Yep.
Two-way mirror. What the hell's this? What kind of blackmail shit is this?
What
kind of blackmail shit is this?
Yeah.
He notices. Rickshaw, my man.
Dude.
He's very, very observant.
He's not
very
only
observant.
thinking with his one head yet.
When woman is sucking on his face, he's still aware. He's ready.
Yeah.
He's the American tiger after
Dude,
all. He knows what he's doing. He's into it. He's born Year of the Tiger, man.
He's the best.
He was born 9999 or whatever. Whatever it was.
I don't care.
666 something. I don't
know.
know. That number comes into play. 9999 and 6666 comes into play.
66.
Yeah, I don't know why. Who knows? We'll never know. But he figures it out. Puts it all together. He uses his eyeballs. He's like, wait a minute. And then he looks at her face. And then he follows her gaze perfectly. He draws it with a wire. And he looks at the mirror. And he's like, wait a minute. And
what does he do?
Opens the door because it's obviously a door. And there's a cameraman on the other side. There's a cameraman, dude.
What a gross.
They were filming his butt.
Dude, that was disgusting.
They were filming his butt.
That guy was creepy too.
He had no thumb.
No thumb.
He was a thumbless man.
Just imagine
there was
a
thumbless
heroin addict doing that. Or crack addict.
I mean, he basically was.
He was one of those.
Yeah, he's already a creeper, dude.
Yeah, he was just
turns
creepy.
out. Yeah, totally turns out. Bellum was like luring this guy, probably anybody, to the boat, so they could make movies. I don't know if they were going to be used as blackmail or something because it felt that way.
Yeah, or just voyeuristically.
Definitely felt that way. Then we get our one of the best scenes. One of the best scenes that I found out is in the trailer of the movie. They don't even shy away from it. Rickshaw has the most human reaction to being filmed secretly through a two-way mirror. He basically just goes, "What the fuck?" Walks over to Miss Bellum and bitch slaps her as hard as he can.
Oh yeah.
Like in that moment, it was the most like real feeling human emotional scene right there. Cause I could, when I was watching it, dude, if you realized like against your will and you were just like, what the fuck?
I said yes to.
I would get so mad. So mad. Maybe not hitting mad, but I could feel the energy of like, what the fuck, man?
Getting right up in someone's face.
Yeah, like this is not my jam. I don't normally do this.
If you would have asked, maybe I would have considered it.
I needed to know up front. I'd increase the fare.
Exactly.
And then we'd be good.
Right?
She even offers him $100. Dude, he's so fucking pissed.
I turned to you, by the way. I remember I turned to you and said, I mean, I don't think he's wrong.
To beat the shit out of him? He only hit the lady once. He didn't do anything more. And then he beat the fuck out of the thumbless man.
Yeah.
He threw him down, punched him in the face constantly. He was bleeding.
Dude, it was awesome.
It was rightful destruction.
All of it was warranted.
Well, against the guy, it was rightful destruction. Hitting the lady is still bad. But
no, I agree with that. I agree.
In the context of the movie and the fact that it's a movie, it was good.
Yes. But it's
not real, so it's fine.
Yes.
It can be fiction.
But
as long as it's fiction, no one actually gets hurt. The energy was all there. I felt it. I was into it.
You watch movies so you don't have to hit women.
That was a good written scene. It was well acted. Good job, Mitch Gaylord. Mitch Gaylord, by the way, worst actor name ever. Mitch Gaylord.
Dude.
Birth name?
Fine.
Question mark? Is it?
No, that's his stage name.
I purposely chose this.
I chose it thinking it would get
Rickshaw driver by night, gay porn star by day. I know, it's backwards, but really, it's better for me.
It's better for the money, you see. I do.
It's better for the money.
We call it light porn.
Light?
Yeah.
Soft?
There's shitloads of lights everywhere. It's just light bulbs all over the place.
Daylight.
They're all on, not on the floor or anything. That'd be gross.
Yeah. So yes. Rick, after beating the crap out of the thumbless man, just absolutely pummeling his dirty little face in and getting his sweet, sweet revenge, he finds stacks and stacks of tapes behind the double doors or the double window.
Yes.
And he's like, "Oh my god, you guys have been doing this for freaking how many times you guys do this? How many people are you?
Gross.
Do you have videos of? This is so fucking crazy. This is way, way, way not cool."
It's worth fucking a bunch of random ass people
hey man,
just for that?
We can't necessarily yuck their yums, but that's not consensual, so I have to yuck that yum.
That part, no, I know. Yeah. I'm saying
it can be consensual, but it's not.
Consensual
so it's
is
weird.
fine. That's different. I'm not saying that. In this case, there's a lot of things that are just uncomfortable.
Yeah, too much. So Rick grabs. He wants to grab the tape that he's on because no way he's letting that get out. No way he's letting somebody else watch it. He grabs camera. He grabs a tape. But Thumbless Man says, no, not that one. And we don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means.
Right.
We do figure out, though,
that
he accidentally grabbed the wrong tape.
He did.
It wasn't his tape. So he's got to go back.
But,
he's got to go back to the docks. He's already ran all the way home.
Didn't something happen?
No, he's got to run back to the docks.
Well, also because
now he's going back to the docks.
That's because he thinks his fingerprints are there, isn't it?
No,
that's later.
He doesn't have the tape.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's got to go back and he's got to turn in the tape.
I remember that
because he gets to get his tape, not this crappy tape of some other random asshole.
But
so he runs.
One went well.
He
runs
that
one better
because I guess Rickshaw doesn't believe in cars or taking rickshaws of his own.
How can he take himself on a
taking use
rickshaw?
of that coupon, that 25% off employee discount of rickshawing? Doesn't. He just runs. He runs all the way to the dock again, which I assume is miles away. Because it looks out of fucking nowhere. It's Miami. It's way out. So, gets back to the dock. He runs out of the boat. Something more is amiss.
Uh-oh.
The girl's gone. Everything looks a little bit more disheveled.
That's right.
Silence. What's up? The fuck is this? Why is it silent? He goes looking around. He assumes nobody's there. Tries to find more tapes.
Yep.
He thinks he finds his. And goes into the bathroom. Thumbless Man's in there.
But
except his head's in the toilet.
Yeah.
Bloody mouth. And he's dead.
He's...
Uh-oh!
Dead.
Uh-oh!
That's bad. That's what...
Guess whose fingerprints are all over this boat and beat the shit out of the guy not 30, 40, 50 minutes, an hour or so beforehand.
Prior.
Uh-oh!
Uh-oh!
Wipe that shit down! This is when he starts wiping all of his fingerprints off, even though his blood is there, his jazz is all over the place.
That's right.
There's probably video CCTV cameras around.
Him going there, him rickshawing.
Rickshawing's Rickshaw. The Bisballum lady running away with a half-torn dress and a big smash on her face,
and then him coming back to the scene. Him coming back to the scene.
Yeah, the fact that the lady left means that she could testify, which she does later. She calls the cops and is like, he did it.
That's right.
Being a total bitch, dude. Ratting them out, man.
Well,
bitches get snitches. Snitches, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shut
I
up.
do.
It's hard to talk.
I got you.
So he's freaking out. And what he failed to notice when he actually went back to the docks is there was somebody in a car parked relatively close by who was watching the boat.
Yeah.
He looked a little bit suspicious.
What?
Sus.
No.
As the children say.
Sus? No, that's something...
Have you been suspicious? He looks a little suspicious. And we call him Ken Shamrock because he basically looks like fucking Ken Shamrock.
Like
so here's where we get introduced to like the main bad supervillain. We think is the main bad guy supervillain. Because later on we realize that, oh no, he's just a henchman of the true supervillain here. Okay. But yeah, Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock shows up. Not actually Ken Shamrock. I don't know what his name is. He's Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock is just watching. He's just staring.
Yeah.
And he saw Rickshaw go onto the boat again. Probably just after Mr. Ken Shamrock absolutely demolished this man.
Yeah.
He's probably the real killer.
Yes.
That's what
we assume
Rickshaw
so
doesn't
far.
even know Ken Shamrock exists.
Exactly.
So he's freaking out because everyone's going to think he's the fucking killer. And he runs home like crazy, like mad after grabbing his tape, so he knows that he has it.
Well,
and he talks to his roommate, and he explains this whole thing to his roommate, Michael Showalter. Well, Michael Showalter's like, dude, you're a murderer.
Like, you killed him.
You killed him.
I didn't kill him. It's like, yeah, you did.
And Rickshaw's immediate response is what? to being called a murderer.
Oh, I don't remember, actually.
Immediately choking out Michael Showalter as hard as he can.
Oh,
Don't call me a murderer!
Right.
And then he tries to kill his roommate.
That's right then.
The perfect response
to being called a murderer.
To being called a murderer
like,
is to attempt murder.
Yeah, that's how you prove it.
I didn't shoot you. This is what I would do if I shot you. Bang!
I forgot until you
The greatest jump was amazing. The greatest jump. I'm not a murderer. Don't say that.
Choking the shit out of him until he moves out.
Yeah.
He choked him all the way to the bank.
So we're in deep, dude. We're in deep now. Now
we're
fucked.
Yeah.
No idea what to do now. So I can't. I hold on. I gotta look through my notes again because I remember the beginning and I remember a lot of going back and forth. Yeah. We know Ken Shamrock knows who Rick is because he saw him run away from the dock. So after he got away, we forgot about a super important part of how Rick gets tied up with the cops. So how he gets away from the boat and how the old lady ties in because the old lady shows up again here.
Yeah,
she shows up randomly through the movie, and
yes.
we'll end it with this scene of how he figures out that his fingerprints are everywhere on the boat. He has no idea what to do. And before he leaves, he starts a fire, or a fire just starts on the boat. Because Ken Shamrock comes into the boat and they start beating the fuck out of each other. They start fighting.
Yeah.
That's where it was. They start fighting each other. There's a fire that starts on the boat, and we get flashes to old lady, grandma lady.
Yeah,
the old Asian lady. I can't remember her name.
It's okay.
Old lady. Mrs. Miyagi. We flash back to Mrs. Miyagi, and she's just staring off into the middle of nowhere after she smoked on her huge 1.5 foot long peace pipe.
You know, as
just,
if she's
just
high.
doping on heroin, dude. Just
as
absolutely, yeah. Just ups and downs, man. Roller coasters, just going high. Dude. Cats everywhere, dude. So I remember both of us going like, "What the fuck is this lady? Who is this?"
Yeah.
She's, like, I couldn't tell if she was good or bad.
Yeah.
At this point, when the fire starts and we're getting flashes of the lady,
well,
I legitimately thought, did she curse him with that jade ball thing?
Yeah.
What did the thing? We didn't hear what the letter was because the music was goddamn loud.
Oh yeah.
So we had no idea what that was. So he's trying to escape this burning thing. Ken Shamrock gets the hell out of there. The cops show up within 10 seconds. That happens throughout the movie of wherever Rickshaw is because the cops think Rickshaw is the guy. They don't know who Ken Shamrock is yet. Yeah. He hasn't shown up on the UFC yet. So
that's right. So he's not.
Rickshaw, to evade the police, they show up really quickly. He kind of scurries around and then leaps into the water and then stays underwater. And the cops are like, "Did you hear something?
That's right.
Did you hear something in the water?" And they look around. Couldn't find him. He swam too far away. He gets away scot-free. That's when he goes back to his apartment. That's when he attempts murder on his Michael Showalter roommate. So now the cops find the CCTV footage because there was CCTV footage at the dock pointing at Rickshaw as potentially the murderer.
Well, of course, he was
not
the
to
last
mention,
one who beat the
not to mention all of the physical evidence at the crime scene. I mean, yeah, it half burned to the ground, but there's still a body. There's still CCTV camera footage.
There's still fingerprints.
Fingerprints.
They exist somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I know it.
They're everywhere, man. They're fucking everywhere.
They're on you, on me.
Now, that's the opening. That's a good chunk of the opening. That's how we're like introducing this movie. Okay, I don't want to get too deep into the other stuff because I do recommend this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Before we get into scoring and all that stuff, like we've got a little bit of a ways to go.
Yes,
but I just want to say I do recommend this movie.
Yeah,
it is a great watch.
Yeah,
it might be on a streaming service. American Rickshaw or American Tiger. It's on something. You don't have to look yet.
Okay.
Well, I'll put a thing in there if it is.
Okay.
I do recommend it.
Yeah,
so I don't want to give away too much of like the more action-packed scenes of later on and the weirdness.
Because there are some awesome scenes.
There's some great stuff in there.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't talked about one key character.
And that is?
Donald Pleasance. Donald Pleasance.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Plays a Kenneth Copeland esque pastor, preacher, televangelist.
He's the guy either Broken Leg or Rickshaw is watching when you first come into the house.
I think Broken Leg was watching it.
Okay. Yeah,
Michael
makes sense.
Showalter was watching this
Showalter.
Kenneth Copeland band. And this is he's your typical televangelist just talking bullshit.
Yeah.
And we we're kind of getting the gist of his whole congregation. It's a Michael or Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
It's your typical
if you want to have a popsicle, Jesus wants you to have a popsicle.
You're great. Give me money for the church.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, amen. So that's all that stuff. And then after he finishes his whole first shtick, we kind of get a little bit more background, and we find out that he was just told that his son was murdered.
Oh, yeah.
So this crazy huge pastor who is apparently, very high up in the food chain and stuff, they find out his son is killed. We find out at this point that the thumbless man is this mega preacher's son.
Yeah.
And Rickshaw is to blame for this potential murder. Not good.
Not good is right.
Now, as far as the supernatural stuff goes, we can get into some really cool stuff. I really don't want to spoil this movie if you haven't seen it, because some of the supernatural shit, especially the end, I would love to talk about the final scene.
Oh, dude, that one I remember.
The final scene. Okay, so a little bit more on Donald Pleasance. His character is also one character that stays in one room. Donald Pleasance does not leave a room. I have a feeling they didn't get him much. They basically just filmed all of his scenes in a row in one room. It was really weird.
Yeah.
And I actually watched another movie with Donald Pleasance in it, and it also, every one of his scenes takes place in one room.
Is that something he wanted in his contract or something?
I don't know. Maybe he was just that established where he was just like, these are small movies. I'm just showing up, doing my scenes, and leaving. I'm here for one day. Do all my shit so I can leave. Give me the paycheck kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some of it feels like that. A little bit. I mean, he's a fairly serious actor person. Right. He's also the detective in Halloween. That's a great one. He's great in that.
Yeah.
But he does have some amazing scenes here. But later we figure out that this big mega preacher, this Kenneth Copeland, this Joel Osteen of Donald Pleasance, is totally not a goody-goody two-shoes. No. Because we realize at some point through the movie that Big Mega Preacher and Ken Shamrock are working in tandem. They're working together.
That's right.
Because there is some sort of prophecy or something that is very important. Maybe something that has to do with dates, like a 6666 or 9999,
or like some sort of rickshaw and dude out there's birthday.
Maybe.
Perhaps?
So a lot of the context for that specific stuff, the date stuff, the 6666 9999, was unfortunately drowned out by music. Terrible. Stop doing that, because I couldn't understand it. I think it's some sort of prophecy thing. Good versus evil, just like the back of the box said. Obviously, the back of the box also said that Donald Pleasance is evil personified.
That's right.
So, I mean, right off the bat, if you're reading the back of the box, you already know Donald Pleasance is a shit.
Yeah.
Ba-boom.
He is the Antichrist in this movie.
I think with this date thing, Mr. American Tiger Rickshaw is part of this whole prophecy. And I think this whole movie is kind of the devil versus the chosen one or something like that. Yeah. That's the whole spiel of the movie, basically. So there's your supernatural.
Right.
However, it gets so much fucking cooler.
Oh, dude.
It gets so much fucking cooler. Because the old lady isn't actually an old lady.
No.
She's actually just immortal. You know why? Because she has a tiny little, this totem. She has this totem thing. And the totem was stolen by Monsieur Donald Pleasance, a.k.a. Joel Osteen of the movie. He stole this really priceless artifact from her that kept her looking beautiful and young forever. Now she actually looks her age, but she's not immortal. She doesn't have the thing anymore. So Donald Pleasance wants a thing. He wants it because he wants to be forever, man. Yes. He wants to live forever. Because he's evil personified and shit. He wants to be fucking immortal, man. like the band.
Immortal man.
Immortal man. He wants to be an immortal man.
Immortal
so
man.
he wants it, and he wants her out of the picture. He wants her gone. He wants the chosen one shit out of here because he's the only... Mr. American Tiger Rickshaw is the only guy who can fight back against Donald Pleasance, a.k.a. Joel Osteen, evil personified.
Okay.
So, there's an end battle, obviously. Murderified and stuff. You got to get back the whole thing. But I don't want to talk about that because it's so much fun, the end of the movie.
All this right here.
I have so many notes from the end of the movie, and I don't want to talk about any of it because you have to watch it. It's so fucking cool. It ends in one of the greatest practical effects shots I've seen in a long time.
It was cool. It was really cool. Oh my
God, dude. The amount of time and effort put into this one scene.
You're talking about the one that does essentially this?
No.
Right? No, not that one?
You know what I'm talking about. I can't even emote to it now.
Okay.
But it's the best scene. It's where Donald Pleasance does...
with
the wing dance. Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
Now I do.
It's the best.
Now I do.
It's
dude,
so
it's awesome.
cool, dude. It was so cool. You have to watch it.
Yeah,
you have to watch the movie.
It.
You have to watch the movie. It's so fucking good.
I didn't write a note about that. I put the effects are at that moment. I have effects are awesome right there. Okay.
I even wrote best moment in film.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It is seriously the greatest series of scenes. The last 10 minutes of the movie are so good.
It's worth the whole watch.
Yeah.
It is worth it.
Near the end of the movie, you finally get to figure out what that ball of jade was for.
Yes. That's what
that
I was
ball,
that's what
that
I was
ball
just
and jade
thinking.
Was a protective talisman because at one point in the movie, Rickshaw's apartment gets burnt down. The only thing that wasn't affected was the dresser, which he put the lucky talisman thing in.
Yes.
It was a protection thing. It also broke apart and had it had like a key inside of it that they had to use at the end of the movie. It was the MacGuffin for the end of the movie. They had to use something for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk anymore about the movie because it's so fucking good. It was so enjoyable. I loved it. It was great.
Well, hold on. I want to say my last
note.
This is written in like 3 or 4 places, but I have a big star on here, and it says, "Never trust a whore."
True.
I kept writing that throughout this movie. I also want you to
purely for context, Miss Bellum shows up consistently throughout this movie because she is constantly... Yeah.
That note annoys me still. Right here. She shows up constantly because Rickshaw knows that she was there. She was on the boat. Yes.
When he beat up and left Thumbless Man and her. He left. So she knows, but she went to the cops and said that he did it anyway. So she's kind of complicit. And now he wants kind of a semi-revenge against her, saying, hey, you have to tell them that I didn't do this. You have to help me. And... even throughout the movie, even though Mr. Rickshaw knows that Miss Bellum is a piece of shit, and an asshole, and totally ratted him out, she still puts on the fuck me eyes, and he still bangs.
Dude, it bothers me. It irritates me.
They still bangs.
It irritates me.
Yeah.
It's like,
they still bangs.
Tell her to pound sand.
You can't bangs if she ratted you out to the cops and has no conscience, because at this point in the movie... She has no conscience.
Dude, none.
He has no reason to trust her. Holds her at gunpoint multiple times. Nearly shoots her multiple times. And he still boinks her in the shower.
It bothers me.
It does. It's the weirdest part of the movie. You could tell it was like, we need fuck scenes, dude. Fuck scenes sell movies, okay? You need sex in movies.
Fine. We'll put another one in there.
She's topless within 8 minutes of starting the movie.
That's right.
I did have a note, because there are boobas in these movies. Yeah. Obviously, she works at a topless bar. She works at Bennigan's. I did write down a note. It feels like from beginning of movie, from opening of movie to first boob is equivalent to The Room. As far as like amount of time spent like getting there to there it is. I feel like The Room, starting off, oh, hi, honey. And then he comes home, blah, blah, blah. He's not getting the promotion yet, obviously, but he brought the flowers, and he's holding it behind his back and stuff. That's right. And then Denny comes over, and they talk to Denny, and then they have a pillow fight, and then he just likes to watch you guys.
You know what they say, Danny? Three's a crowd.
Two's company, three's a crowd.
And then Denny leaves, and then they fuck for 5 straight minutes with water pouring down the fake window and stuff.
And then within 2 minutes after that scene, there's another fuck scene, but
that's exactly the same.
No, it's
not.
It's not that one. It goes back to
that's the staircase.
That's the staircase.
That's the staircase.
And then it goes back to the original.
And then it goes back to the original scene 30 minutes into the movie. So this feels nearly identical in amount of time spent at the beginning of the movie. Pick up old lady, bring old lady to house, wake up next day, go to work after getting gift, pick up new woman, Bellum, go to dock, start boinking. It felt equivalent in time.
I hated it.
It was nearly perfect.
Yeah. Actually, you're right.
It was pretty solid at that point.
I think you're right.
Now, there were no best breast cancer awareness moments in this in American Tiger because it actually did come back. Because originally we were saying that talisman, once Rickshaw opens that gift at the beginning of the movie, they do not talk about it for the entire movie.
We asked each other
until the end.
The breast cancer, and then it came up, and we're like, "Oh, there's."
It came up like 5 minutes after I asked because it was near the end of the movie. It was so late that I had no idea what was going to happen.
It was irrelevant.
Yeah, it was irrelevant. Outside of that, though, everything made sense.
Yeah,
everything was very straightforward. Yeah, unfortunately, because the music was mixed too loudly, I missed some key details probably, but. Other than that, this movie was like a nearly perfect B movie. Like, good props.
Golf clap for that
golf
one.
clap for that
you
one.
Get a round of applause,
I like this.
Whatever they say.
Now, for an IMDb movie that's rated 5 stars, 5.0 out of 10, that's a pretty fucking good score for what this is.
That's a 50%.
That's a pretty fucking... It's really good. Now, let's get into scoring it ourselves. Because the room is... on our scale, The Room is dead 5. The Room is... the most average bad movie because we found better and we have found worse already in our 20.
And we try our best.
This is episode
not to be,
21.
I think. And I also want to say we try to do our best to be as unbiased.
Yes,
as
this is episode 21. We are legal to drink.
Oh, sweet!
Even though you can't.
Well,
I'm
legal though. No,
you're
legal.
You are legal. Yeah. You are legal. Okay. So
I can buy it for you.
For our scale, 0 to 10, 5 being The Room. I think I'm going to give this movie a 7.
Nice.
Because I think it's quite a bit better than The Room. It's a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah.
This is a great movie. This is a great action, thriller, supernatural elements.
I'm going to give
it does exactly what it said it was going to do on the back of the box.
Yes, it does.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
I'm in it. I won. This is the movie that you would stumble upon at a Blockbuster in 1989, 1990.
And it became one of
and
your
it would be like,
as a kid.
Fuck yeah, that movie. You guys ever heard of American Tiger or American Rickshaw?
And
they go, what? And then you go rent it and you watch it as a party. It's awesome.
Or it would be that thing where you say it to a number of people, and every once in a while there's that 1 out of every 10 that goes, hey, I like that movie.
Yeah.
It's that kind of movie.
People who know, they know.
They're
know. In it. They have posters lining their walls, T-shirts.
So you said a 7. Here's my question. That scene we were talking about, I'm not going to give anything away. What do you rate that on a
10.
scale? Okay.
No. 9.
9?
10 is the thing. As far as like practical effects and stuff like that.
Okay.
10 is the thing.
That's fair.
This is a 9 or like an 8.5 to 9.
Awesome
It's really high. It's really high quality.
Dude.
The ending of the movie, we can't express it enough. It's great.
Just watch it.
It's really enjoyable. It's fantastic, especially for the time of the lead up to it. Like it's not coming out. Like you're not ready for it, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh,
yeah,
this is awesome.
Right.
It's fun. It's great.
Yeah.
Please, Nick, what do you score? American Tiger, American Tiger Rickshaw.
Once again, I'll have to agree with the rating number you've chosen, 7.
7.
I'm going to agree with a 7 for pretty much all the same reasons. I was thinking just now even about our Ms. Bellum.
Miss Bellum.
Because she made me mad at her.
She's the weakest link in the movie.
She is the weakest link, but she's
there to be there.
But she did have a purpose, and it was to annoy you the whole time. and it worked. So in that case, a 7.01.
7.0, 6.99.
She's the
because
reason
of
it gets the 01.
She increases the score because she's bad and you hate her?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna literally get.
Can I round it to a 7?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
I just want
7.
It's kind of like the gas. When you go get your gas, they have that number in there. That's stupid.
The 9/10 of a gallon or 9/10 of a cent.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
It doesn't
couldn't
matter.
care less.
Doesn't matter at all.
I'm gonna pay a number.
Yeah.
Help me add to that.
It's the stupid math we have to do in this society. Isn't it great? Well,
Yes.
that's it. I think that's it. That's it for American Tiger. It's a little bit of a short one, but like I said, I didn't want to give away so many of the fun details of this movie.
And we've done this before. There's been a few movies where
Killer.
we do this.
We did it for
right.
Killer. We had a
That's
shortened
right.
episode for Killer because that movie rocked.
Dude, that movie was great.
If you still haven't seen Killer, I think it was 1990 something. I can't remember what it was. Super
cares?
low budget,
Watch
fantastic movie. Fantastic.
And if you're
movie.
trying to figure out which one it is, our episode.
Just go back in time in our episodes.
Yeah, literally.
You'll see it. I promise.
You'll have the cover and everything. You'll know which one.
You'll know exactly which one it is. Highly recommended movie.
Yes.
Super highly recommended.
And
this one highly recommended.
This one as well, yeah.
Coven.
This is probably easier to get than some of them too, right?
This is probably a very easy movie to get.
This has
It's probably
to
on
be
Amazon or something.
I
feel like it's on streaming services.
American Tiger.
Yeah, American Tiger or American Rickshaw. It depends on where it is. Because there was the funny thing that I found out. This is an Italian movie.
Oh, yeah.
This is a fully Italian-made movie filmed in Miami. So it is filmed on location in Miami. It's just weird to me that it was originally released in Italy. I did not expect that. I fully thought it was an American production. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it because, in my opinion, Italian movies are pretty damn good. Especially horror movies from the 80s. Giallo movies and stuff. They're great. Did you find anything?
I haven't found not yet.
I'll find it. We'll find it somewhere. I'm sure if you guys look up.
I was hoping it would come up right away.
Yeah,
so I
it's
could give
either
you an
American
answer,
Tiger or American Rickshaw, 1989.
So I typed,
starring Mitchell Gaylord. Mitch Gaylord.
On Google it comes in as American Rickshaw. Because I typed in American Tiger / Rickshaw and it came up.
Perfect. American Rickshaw.
So
5.0. Perfect. Perfect. Great movie. Enjoyable movie. Fantastic movie.
Perfectly okay.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it for this episode. Thanks everybody for listening. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we love it when you sit here and listen to us talk.
Yeah. I hope this really gets your gooses a going and you check out the movie.
Yeah, check out the movie.
And if you're so inclined, maybe subscribe and check out some of our other episodes. Got plenty of other movies in there. This is our episode 21. After all, we didn't really celebrate 2020 when we hit that.
I don't even think we thought
celebrate
of it
25. 25 is like our bicentennial episode, I guess.
Awesome.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what bicentennial means.
Quadcentennial?
Bicentennial means twice a century, so quadcentennial?
Yeah.
Sure. My quadrilateral.
Your fourth centennial.
In 4 more episodes, we will celebrate our quadrilaterals. And that'll be our episode 25.
Pizza.
I don't even know what we're doing for episode 25.
If everyone listens to that one, we'll send pizza to me and Chris.
God, no. So that's it. That's it. No, I don't want to. Let's give you a sneak preview. Sneak preview to the next episode. Next time.
Oh, don't forget about Struggle
next
Crew.
episode. Ooh, next episode. We're in for a treat, my friend. You're going to love this movie. We're going to watch The Devil's Reign from 1975.
That sounds awesome.
Starring Ernest Borgnine and... who's that guy? William Shatner.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm already excited. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Chris, that I like
There's
William Shatner.
Something on the wing. Something on the wing.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Con! All right, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Yes,
I love you.
absolutely.
If you like games, we also do Struggle Through. Check it out. There's a link in the description. I will see you. I will pretend I'm listening. I will visualize you next time.
Woo!
On Dragon Ball Z.
Visualization techniques.
See you in 2 weeks.
We love you.
Goodbye.
Mwah.